Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's episode we are going to be doing something that a lot of people have done before, but it's about time I did the same. We are going to be creating a Windows tier list for every major release of Windows ever made. So let's do this thing. We got everything from Windows 1 to the latest Windows 11 version. And I got all the virtual machines set up here, and I even got some ones on my browser, which is kind of cool. So we got these peak, good, meh, bad, and horrible. We're gonna be looking and seeing where does each one go. And here is Windows 1.0. And what I do want to say is that this is going to be mostly biased, but I'm gonna try and put some constructive criticism in here. So, what do we have? We have the MS-DOS Executive, and MS-DOS, if you guys didn't know, was actually a command line operating system, so it kind of looked like all this. But instead, now here, Windows gave you a UI, and you even got mouse and keyboard working. I mean, keyboard worked in MS-DOS, but yeah, so it's got an interactive way for you to work with MS-DOS. And you could work MS-DOS apps, or even Windows apps, which would have mostly GUI interfaces, which just means having a graphical interface like this. But let's actually focus on the Windows stuff. So you got things like the calendar. So take a look at this. Again, slow because it's on a website, so we're gonna excuse it for that. It's a pretty nice looking calendar. You can definitely put stuff. So let's say 8 p.m. I need to go and publish this video. So I might not be publishing this video that time. We're gonna go File, Save As. Oh, you have to press and hold the mouse. Okay, fine. That I didn't know. That's cool. Save file as Callan. Yeah, sure, Callan. Why not? Gabby has to type the whole thing. So let's save it, and now we can actually close it. Press and hold, and boom. It is nice. The one famous thing is obviously the clock.exe. So it is a very simple graphical user interface. You can definitely see all the lines and stuff, so it wasn't very advanced. And for a 16-bit operating system, really nice, really cool. For its time, it came out in like 1980 something. It's definitely really good and quite revolutionary. So for the verdict, let us put Windows 1.0 in good because it was revolutionary and a brand new start for Windows. So let's get rid of that now. Windows 2.0, here it is. So for Windows 2, let's see, we got a pretty similar thing, but we actually got windows to move around now. Let's take a look at that clock once more. This time again, it's in a window, but it looks kind of the same. I guess if we put this here and then click on the other window, it comes in front. Exactly. And you got other things like a card file, calendar. We got all that. I mean, let's see the calculator. Wow, it's very nice. Let's do 1 plus 1. Oh my god, it's 2. That's insane. Let's get rid of this. This time I don't have to click and hold on this to do it. But that's nice. And look, it even came with paint. It's a very big buttons for paint, but again, pretty nice. So it comes with windows in it, which is cool. But again, nothing much new. Other than that, probably some new apps and stuff, but very nice. For this verdict, I'm gonna go ahead and put Windows 2 in meh, just because yes, it did add Windows and stuff, which actually makes it Windows. But overall, it's pretty similar, pretty much the same. So moving on to Windows 3.1, and here we got more Windows stuff. Though this one is in window inside a window, which is quite interesting because this is Program Manager, I guess. Let's open up the File Manager, and this kind of takes up the whole screen right here. Again, slow because we're in a web browser, and at least it looks nice. It looks nicer somehow. I don't know. I feel like it looks nicer, and it's got more depth to it. Let me say. Let me actually go ahead and close this file manager. Let's do something else. So the clock is actually quite different. I think I remember. Yeah, there you go. You got a digital clock, but you can change it to analog. So it looks like that one. Very nice. This time it shows the dates up there. So you got some quality of life improvements, other stuff. This calculator icon might be pretty similar to what you guys know because this I think carries over in the 95, 98 versions such as that. So you can see that indeed works. So it's very nice, I guess. It was very popular. I mean, I don't know really what else to say about it, other than that it looks better. It added more to make it feel more complete, because like Windows 1.0 was like, oh my god, here's a new start. Windows 2 is like, here's kind of a little update, and Windows 3 is like, this is what you can have and what is setting us on the path to the future. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving Windows 3 another meh, or should I put it in good? Hmm. I think I'll put it in good. It was pretty good, not gonna lie. Now, moving on to the virtual machines over here. I indeed do have a lot of them open, but let's move on to Windows 95 now and go ahead and press start up. So here's Windows 95, and we have Opera for some reason. This did not come inside with it. This is just, I downloaded a pre-made virtual machine. You got the start menu over here, which was very revolutionary. You got the Windows WinVer thing. I put that up here because why not? Um, so you can see we got loads of stuff. I mean, we got Internet Explorer even. Um, no, I guess. Yeah, this Internet Explorer. It looks very nice. I do like that thing over there. That's actually pretty cool animation. But you see, it actually gave you a whole desktop environment to work with along with the taskbar and start menu. You got all your programs. You can see how everything has just been like drastically changed. And if you guys remember the Windows 95 launch, everything was entirely different. It was entirely new to these people to have a whole desktop environment and stuff, which is really, really nice. I'm not saying this was revolutionary as in like in the tech space, because Mac OS did, I think, make this before Windows 95, a whole desktop environment. I'm talking about in the non-Mac world, this was absolutely amazing. But yeah, I mean, the startup sound was really nice. Fun fact, that was made on a Mac as well. Yeah, go ahead and open up my computer. You can see Explorer is a new thing. That's not called Explorer in the older versions. It was like File Manager or whatever, but now Explorer is a thing. As you guys know, it's been here with us until today. So for Windows 95, I'm going to go ahead, put it in peak, because this was like the brand new start to what Windows will be. So yeah, and now let's move on to Windows 98, and I picked SE just because it's the one everybody used anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. Again, we got our WinVer up here. We got our start menu, this time with more color and stuff. Windows 98 was very new as well. So it wasn't very new in the sense that it was revolutionary hugely, but it did come with brand new things, brand new ways. It just made it miles better than Windows 95. And this right here, I don't know what this is. What is this? This is also a pre-built virtual machine. I don't even know what that did. Anyways, so you can see it did add more features. It did add more stuff. The start menu looks even more fulfilled inside it and stuff. You got more things to do, more stuff that's included. So overall, really nice. People love this. This was like the peak of Windows 9X. I don't know what this is. I don't know. So yeah, Windows 9X, this was basically considered the peak. So there you go, Windows 98 being put in peak right there. Absolutely beautiful. So now moving on to Windows 2000. Now Windows 2000, technically it wasn't released for consumers, but it was very mainstream, very popular. Now this was like, should I keep it in here? Should I not? That's because if I kept it in here, I was thinking, oh man, do I have to include the Windows NT versions before this? I just thought, you know what? No, this is popular enough to stand on its own, on separate. So for the NT versions and stuff, that could make a separate video, I guess. But let's go ahead and open up the Windows 2000 virtual machine. Boom, and now you can see the WinVer is actually looking pretty cool. And also another thing is that Windows 2000 uses NT technology, which basically makes it way better than 9X, but you don't get something like the MS-DOS Executive. Pretty sure instead you get CMD. So if I go into accessories, you got the CMD, the command prompt. So this is what all Windows NT uses now, but before this you had to use the MS-DOS Executive in a window looking thing. So here's Windows 2000, very beloved, very nice. Not as popular as 98, obviously, because this was more for like businesses and work, but indeed it looks nice, it feels nice, it works great. I think even this does have sound because I got VMworld tools. Yep, there you go. Don't know if you guys can hear that because I'm using a new recording thing. Hopefully you can. But yeah, sounds are nice, though pretty sure they're like the same slash similar to the previous ones. And it works good, it looks good, it's very snappy just like its previous versions, but it's built on NT technology, which it doesn't even say in the start boot up thing. So indeed very nice, but also very similar to 98. So let's go ahead and give it the verdict. I'm gonna go ahead and put Windows 2000 in good because it was a big change, shifting from traditional MS-DOS based Windows to NT based Windows, but overall nothing face value that made it so amazing. So next one we're gonna go ahead and do is Windows ME. So let's go ahead and open that up. And because you see, look, it's still 9x based. I like more like MS-DOS based. You got the old WinVer, but that also means you have MS-DOS prompt. So instead of CMD, you have this, and this just looks like MS-DOS. Bad command found. Yeah, why not? Anyways, the icons here do look very nice. I gotta say, it's kind of cool. It looks very cartoony though. It's not necessarily bad, but just saying. Got stuff here again, pre-built virtual machine. Um, though I remember getting some errors trying to like get this to boot properly, just like a couple errors. But again, it made me not surprised because it's Windows ME and that this was like very bug filled. But other than that, I haven't seen as many bugs as people make it out to have. So overall, it's not like super duper horrible as people say, but at the same time, it was super unpopular. People hate it a lot and stuff. So I guess I didn't use it too much to fully understand its bugs and stuff. But it doesn't even have anything revolutionary about it. So because of that and because of social construct, I will have to put it in horrible, but that is because I personally don't have enough experience with it to be able to put it up in bad. So I'm sorry, but there you go. Goes in horrible. Sorry for the Windows ME fans out there, even though I really do like its whole logo and stuff, the ads for it and stuff. I mean, look, even 2000 had a nice logo. It's pretty cool. But moving on to worldwide favorite, Windows XP. So here we are, booting up the XP machine. And we got Windows XP over here, showing up in the WinVer. And Administrator, because that was the default name. And you got the brand new look, the Luna theme. It is beautiful, it is nice, it is poppy and flashy. This was such a 2000s look. This was such an update because this came out in 2001. Such a very nice thing. People love this. People use this until its death. This was supported for more than a decade, mind you guys. This is how popular it was. It was amazing. This in itself was revolutionary, and it even came with the fan favorite 3D pinball. I love 3D pinball. I can't tell you guys how much this is such a fun game. I'm actually really good at it. I'm not going to show you my gameplay right now. But it is very nice. It is very nice, guys. I love it. I know you guys love it as well. It's such a good game. People port it to things like the Wii. That is insane. People love this game so much they port it to the Wii. It's awesome. Again with the cartoony icons, but it fits with the theme. That's why Windows 2000's cartoony look, not 2000, sorry, ME, the cartoony icons didn't really fit with the operating system of being like square and professional. But this does because everything is like nice and like rounded off, and it just fits well. The color scheme, everything, the background is beautiful. Bliss background on my days, so nice, so nice. This is the most viewed picture on the internet if I remember correctly. Everything about it, just like even the boot up sound is nice. The other boot up sounds were nice too, but like I'm just saying, XP probably the most iconic boot up and shutdown sound other than like Windows Vista slash 7, let's say. But I think this is even more because people use this in like sounds for like SFX and the TikTok and stuff like that. It's crazy. But so yeah, it's very influential. It was very popular. It just worked well, though I've heard stories of it not being nice for IT guys. But from my personal experience, from Social Construct, I even used this for a while and stuff as like my main operating system, not gonna lie. I got Office XP on it. It was good. It was nice. I'm telling you guys, I enjoyed it. And this was the Windows that got me into Windows. This is peak right here. I love this. Moving on to Windows Vista. And I got Windows Vista Ultimate, obviously, because I need to get everything professional and ultimate. So boom, Windows Vista, and all my days, I can't tell you guys how much I actually really like Vista. It is so good. I like it introduced the arrow theme. It introduced this nice glassy taskbar. It is so good. I'm telling you guys, just the look of it is beautiful. It is different. It is just so nice. I can't tell you guys. Look at these icons. Look at this welcome center. That's a nice welcome center. I'm telling you guys, the sidebar. I like the sidebar. I like so much about Vista and everything about like this taskbar and the button and the whole start screen. Like look at this color see-through. It's so good. I'm telling you, it's so good. Yeah, I know it's slow. Thank you very much. It's slow because my main PC, which I'm recording on, is not great for this type of stuff. I mean, I fear going up the operating system ladder that we're gonna see some major slowdowns. I'm gonna try and excuse those though. Look at these icons. Look at the glass here. This was peak like Frutiger Arrow. I know some people hate the term, but I think it kind of fits here. Like, just think about this because people like to put Windows 7 with it. Yeah, 7 was more popular, but Vista, I think, was the most glassy operating system. I'm just telling you, look at all these icons that make it glassy in the first place. It is so good in terms of visuals. But I'm telling you, in my experience as well with using the operating system, it's not that bad. Like I didn't get that many issues with it, but again, I was using Service Pack 2 and a lot of things were patched out in the service packs. But, you know, people hated Vista for its issues that it did actually have. I'm not saying those were lies, but definitely as things progressed with the patches and stuff, it got better, but not enough to fix its reputation. So it's so nice, guys. I'm telling you, such an underrated operating system, but couldn't fix its thing in time, its reputation. But one thing is that Microsoft actually did a thing back then, where they put people in a room and they said, "Hey guys, we invited you to come here and test out this new operating system that will be better than Vista, which everybody hates. So try it out." And then they tried it out, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so nice. What is it?" And then they're like, "Oh, this is actually Windows Vista." And they're like, "What? That's insane!" Because people just want to follow the social construct, but definitely over time the updates fixed it, but in the end it didn't even matter. So I'm gonna have to put Windows Vista at good because just of how underrated it is. I'm telling you guys, you're missing out if you think it's horrible and you never tried it out. Just get Service Pack 2 and you'll love it. Give it enough resources though. I'm telling you, that arrow is gonna make you slow down if you don't have a good PC. The thing is, mine is good enough, but I'm recording at the same time, so yeah. How much did I give it? I gave it like 2.3 gigabytes RAM and 2 cores of processing speed, so it doesn't even need that much. I mean, like most people's computer has like 8 gigs and like 4 cores in it, so you're good to give it enough to run good. Moving on to Windows 7. People love Windows 7. I love Windows 7. I have Windows 7 on my mid 2012 MacBook Pro. It is very nice. I like Windows 7. It is really good. I mained this for a long time. This is again another one of the Windows that brought me into my Windows loving world. This is just so good. I think it's got the super bar as well. I love the super bar. It brought so many features to taskbars. It is so nice. And just the start menu again, it does have the glassy look. It is very glassy, but it doesn't have enough color as Vista. But I think it's still good. Um, this background is so iconic and I love it. Oh, also Vista's background was really good. I like that. That like had like a space that felt flat and open at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It just had this thing about it. But yeah, Windows 7 also very iconic. Love that whole like just the beauty of it. Look at this leaf. Look at this tree. Look at this butterfly. It's nice. It shows you the Frutiger arrow style in the whole background. This was like just so peak. Like it was definitely and everybody loved it and everybody used it until its death, which again more than a decade it was supported for, which is nice, and people still use it after its unsupportiveness. And it runs a lot of things too. Firefox still supports it with 115 ESR. That's insane. It is just really, it's just that good, and so many people still use it, and it just works. And this was like truly the last Windows desktop operating system for made for keyboard and mouse only. It is just really good. Though some of the icons did go back to like more rounded off looks in the terms of it's not glassy, but it's still kind of arrowish, you could say. But it's still good nonetheless. But yeah, definitely based on personal experience and everybody's experience and everybody loving it. Yes, sometimes it's overrated, but most of the time, the praise is actually it deserves it. So I'm putting it here in peak. Moving on, Windows 8.0. It is nice. I'm telling you, it is actually pretty interesting. I didn't use it that much, but it's pretty interesting. With this nice flower background, I'm telling you, the flower background is actually pretty cool. It's actually a pretty nice background. I don't know how they did this and stuff, but it's good photography and good editing. I think it's nice. The whole squared off look, I also love. A lot of people hated this, but I do like it. The start menu being gone is not menu. Like, oh yeah, the menu is gone. It's replaced by the start screen, but the button is gone. It's kind of weird, but you got this little start thing. I think I like this whole infographic. It is cool. I wonder, does that change based on where you put the tile? Oh my god, it does. I never noticed that. That is actually really nice. That is cool. This animation is also nice and snappy. Anyways, it's cool. It's just a lot of things are missing. I'm used to 8.1, so like power button and stuff is missing. Makes you have to go here and stuff. It's fine if you're in tablet, but like a PC user wasn't that good. Um, I do want to go on a small rant though. How often do you use the start menu? And when you use it, do you just go and open the thing you want, or do you stare at it? Because a lot of people are acting like they need a start menu. They can't stand the start screen. Guys, come on. The start screen. You like open it, you get what you want and you close it. That's it. It closes automatically. Right? That's what all start menus do when you open something you want. You don't open the start menu and then continue looking at the stuff behind it. That's why the start screen wasn't that bad. Just people hated change. It wasn't that bad, but I'm telling you guys, I'll tell you guys in Windows 8.1's review that what Microsoft could have done to make it saved, to just save this whole Windows 8 thing. But I'm telling you guys, this was overhated, but it missed a lot of things to make it actually feel complete. Like this was released without these buttons and stuff, and without this button. I mean, this whole thing is nice and cool, but just the button not being there was definitely confusing for a lot of people. Let me tell you. So overall, bad execution, missing a few key things to make it actually pretty good. It is good, but just because it misses those things, I'm thinking from the perspective of other people. It has to go in the bad section. Moving on to 8.1. Here is my beautiful 8.1. I love this. This is everything I know. This is everything I love. I live 8.1. My phone is 8.1. My Surface is 8.1. I love 8.1. You guys know this. My viewers know this. If you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the video. Go check out my others when you've got the time. So yeah, you got the search button, you got the power button, stuff like that. I mean, that just makes it feel like there's actually you got things to do here other than the tiles. I mean, tiles are beautiful, but you got stuff to do in the actual thing, which other start menus had. You had power options, you had search. That was gone. That in 8.0, you had to just type and hope that this comes up. I mean, again, you had to figure it out yourself. Not that good. The button is back. The button is back, and that's good. And actually, what's cool is that the OS detected that if you don't have a touchscreen, it'll actually make it so that you will automatically open to the desktop instead of start when you sign in or close all the apps on the screen. That is good. I'm telling you guys, that is good for keyboard and mouse users. That was like a half-assed solution, though. I'm telling you guys, not the best solution for the people's complaints on 8.0, but it is a good thing that they did have this there because this being on by default when you didn't have a touchscreen was actually pretty good. I mean, you could always change it. I always change it, but yeah. And if you have a touchscreen, it actually keeps it off by default, which is nice. Um, so yeah, again, just with this whole thing, you don't get that little infographic there. Instead, you get this little shine over there. This background is also pretty cool. I do like this, but the flower one kind of felt more iconic. This was like a what is this supposed to be? You know, is it just square because everything else is square now? I don't know. The flower just made it feel like a bridge between 7 and 8.1. I don't know. I'm just saying. So I love this. I use it all the time. It fixed everything in 8.1, but again with the whole Vista Service Pack thing, wasn't enough to actually save its reputation. So for that, I'm sorry 8.1. I do love you. I can't put you at peak. I can put you in good though, because again, another underrated thing couldn't be saved though. But let me tell you guys what they could have done to actually save this. So, or even just execute it properly from the beginning. So, instead of just forcing the start screen on people that hate change, what they could have done is that in the out-of-box experience, they could have an option. Do you want to start screen or do you want to start menu? And if you think, oh, how would an 8.1 start menu look like? Let me show you. It looked like this, okay? Basically, Windows RT 8.1 got this 2015 update because they wouldn't get Windows 10, where they had a start menu choice instead. So this is what it would look like. I'm telling you, this still looks good. This still would have let you have the tiles and everything while having a start menu that is both like a mix between 7 and 8 start screen, you know? That would have been so well. That would have been so good for people, I'm telling you. And some of you recognize this from Windows 10's like early technical preview, because it also had the same thing. It had this start menu, which is really nice. So basically, they could have had an option between this and this. People could have chosen, and people could have still used the whole live tile thing and everything else about 8.1 or like 8. Just, they wouldn't need an 8.1 at this point, just 8, because it would have worked well. And they could have kept the start button as well, just to have it there, because again, another thing, people don't just want the start button away anyways. Okay, it's not like this is going to be at the same size as this. Okay, this button would have done nothing if you kept it, right? So that was a weird decision. They just wanted you to use the charms bar and everything. So they had a good plan, they executed it wrong and with the wrong mindset. They could have done this, they could have had both. They could have kept the start button, they could have had the things on the start screen and start menu as well. And I'm telling you guys, it would have worked. I'm just saying, it would have worked. People would have still liked 8.1. I mean, it's faster than 7. You guys don't know this maybe, but it's faster than 7. It has more optimizations and stuff. Yeah, Arrow is gone. That's that people would have hated that still. But let's say they had it like a Metro Arrow Mix theme, right? That would have also been good. People did that. People had programs that did that. But just saying, Microsoft, I know they wanted to do the whole shift, the whole jump. That still would have been nice and revolutionary, but they have to remember you can't just drastically change the things people didn't ask for. Because the thing is, this drastically changed, right? This was a whole revolutionary thing. But this is what people wanted. This is what people asked for. People didn't ask for this. But it could have been good changes because people, maybe they needed it, but they didn't know. But the fact you have to just make it, you have to do it in a way where people will like the changes, but still feel at home, still feel comfortable. So that's another thing. That's how they could have saved it. Moving on. I put Windows 10 and Windows 11 in separate things because 10 RTM and the latest 10, 22H2, is actually pretty different. And then 11 RTM and 11 current also has some changes. So I'm going to rank these differently. So let's open up 1507, which is RTM Windows 10. So here's 1507. Right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you guys, I like early Windows 10. Not only is this background actually really nice, it's got history towards it. This isn't CGI or fake or anything. They physically made this photo with effects, light effects, and everything. That is beautiful. It is a nice background. This whole start menu, I'm pretty sure it is actually transparent. Let me just put that there. It is transparent, right? I don't know if the current one is. I don't think it is. But yeah, look, this is transparent. This is transparent. Like, all of this stuff was just transparent. That's actually cool. Like, the transparency is there. It's back in a way. I think even this was. Yeah, see, look, that's transparent. It's just because the background looks black. But yeah, it looks good. And I like the old Edge. It had so many cool features. It was an upgrade from Internet Explorer. But the new Edge, kind of garbage. Don't like it. Yeah, garbage stuff. I mean, the UI here just fits Windows 10. I think the new Fluent UI in the latest 10 is not good. I'm gonna get more on that when we get to it. But just saying, this is nice. This was weird though because just like stuff like this, I guess, was confusing to people in terms of they would type and it would search the web instead of Windows automatically and stuff. Like, see Bing search, so you'd have to click one of these. Again, that might have been a user fault. I did like Cortana though. Hello Cortana, I miss you. You're a really good personal assistant, especially on phone, Windows Phone. Yeah, that is nice. It was so useful. I might have to make a video on Cortana one day, maybe. I'm telling you guys. This whole thing being here is nice as well. So it wasn't like, I don't know, just like the arrangement. You can see the arrangement is different. You have these instead of just icons and stuff. All apps is like this. Yeah, okay, thank you. I don't want to see that. And just, I don't know, I think I like the start menu better, especially with it being like more transparent and stuff. The icons being colored instead of transparent for no reason, because I think the other one's transparent, but like, for what purpose? It didn't really show you anything more. The color worked better because then when you choose a color, it would actually have a purpose for you to choose one. So that is cool. Also, this is kind of different. Lots of UI changes. So very, very nice. People loved Windows 10. I mean, early Windows 10, people hated the whole forced upgrade thing with the updates. But the fact that it was a free upgrade from 7 and 8.1, that is nice. That is cool. I think Microsoft did their job on this. It wasn't anything revolutionary, but I think it was good. A good portion of the people liked it. So good job, Windows 10, old Windows 10. And as it grew, it got better updates and stuff until they screwed it up for some reason. Let me present to you the latest and not greatest Windows 10 22H2. So here it is. Windows 10 22H2. Gonna go ahead and close that WinVer. I don't know, yuck, look, there's no transparency in this anymore. And this is transparent then for some reason. Like there's no color. Transparent for what? You're not showing anything anymore. And oh my god, this is so buggy by the way. Okay, my virtual machine is slow, but this is the most buggy thing I've ever used in my life. Let me tell you the true story. I tried to arrange a start menu for Windows 10 21H2. Basically the same. I mean 22H2 didn't have any feature updates to it, just like other stuff. And it actually took me 30 minutes because it kept crashing. It kept doing random garbage. It kept throwing things everywhere, putting things on top of each other. I couldn't resize properly. It duplicated stuff. It was garbage. It sucked. I'm telling you, it was so bad. This here, this, I mean, the rest of it is okay. I mean, look at this. Like, what is this? This is still here. What? Oh my days. I'm telling you. And this background went from beautiful to whatever this is. I don't like it. It is not great. This isn't transparent anymore. This isn't transparent anymore. This isn't transparent anymore. Like they just took out the charm and they left you with a shell. It just feels like a skeleton. The whole yucky new Edge, which is just Chromium based, a copy of everything, removed all the nice features from the Legacy Edge. And then they forced you to stop using Legacy Edge by making it break. I mean, people found ways, but come on, they just broke it on purpose for no reason. Anyways, you guys kind of get the point, and then this random stuff would come with it. I mean, Windows 10 old one also came with stuff, random stuff. I mean, people did not like the whole Candy Crush Soda Saga being pre-installed thing. So that was another reason people hated 10. I'm just saying. I mean, this search was kind of fixed, but all it would do again is just it's like built on websites and stuff. Why would this open? I think I accidentally pressed enter or something. Please go away. Personally, I hate it. I don't like it at all. I prefer older Windows 10. You can see I'm using it right now as my host operating system. That's kind of only because, like, security updates. I got the IoT LTSC version 2021, so it uses 21H1. So I do have to be using that, and yeah, that kind of sucks. Though the oldest Windows 10 version that my device can install, this specific one, is 1909. So I used to use that instead because it just worked way nicer. I'm telling you guys, way more stable. Looked even better as well. They massacred Cortana. They turned her into this ugly application that doesn't even work anymore. At least the other one could do simple things nowadays. That does nothing, and it stays in your background, taking up resources for no reason. So this version of Windows 10, basically like the newer ones, I'm telling you guys, it was bad. I don't like it. People don't like it. They just threw Copilot in whenever they wanted to, or they backported Windows 10 inconsistencies like Fluent UI stuff, like Edge and the new store and everything. Like, just come on, we did not need that. Moving on. Windows 11 RTM. Alright guys, I hope we can get to the 25H2 Windows 11 because I just barely got this booting. I had to kill a bunch of background processes. Anyways, Windows 11 21H2. Basically, this is RTM Windows 11. This is what released. And the story is that I was an insider for Windows 11 before it released. Like an official insider, I got the whole beta program running and stuff. It was nice. I liked it. It was super nice to use. It was brand new. It was fresh. I liked it. The whole new UI and stuff, I liked it. The icons, I liked it. It was nice. It is still nice. I like this version. I like just the whole thing of it. It just looks good. I mean, Fluent fits in here very well, let me tell you. They got rid of light tiles. I was upset about that. Back then, though, didn't really care that much. But yeah, I mean, there's still inconsistencies because this is like half-baked on top of Windows 10. But they ironed it out over the years. But at the same time, they also broke it over the years in the sense that they just made it garbage. One thing that I miss is this chat thing. This was super nice. Super just cool. Sad that it doesn't work anymore. But it was really, really nice. Just like a mini Teams version in here. You can just use here and chat with people. I miss this. This was nice. Another thing, WSA. So basically Windows Subsystem for Android. Like a built-in Android emulator. That was nice. I used it with I used the whole Play Store on it with some method. And they killed that now. That's also dead. So basically all of Windows 11's features that they released it, they advertised it with, it's all gone now. It's dead. And then what is it now? Oh, it's Copilot. It's all that garbage. Like, I don't want AI shoved up everywhere when I didn't ask for it. This was like, oh my god, it's a fresh new start. Let's dive into the new world of Windows. And no, they just decided randomly one day, I'm gonna make it bad because we invested so much into AI that I want to now go ahead and screw all my loyal customers over and Just make it so the shareholders are happy. Happy shareholders. This is why Windows 11 sucks. I hate Windows 11. But the early version, this was like a vision that was blinded by money. So for that reason, I'm actually gonna put this early version of Windows 11 in good. It was good. I liked it. I used it. It was good. So basically, like the early version of Windows 10. And now I'm gonna go ahead and close this up so we can try and boot this. Hopefully it can be restored. But this here is 25H2. This is the latest Windows 11 version. Right, so here's Windows 11, and let me tell you, over the years I did notice them actually fix a bunch of inconsistencies and bugs and just broken Windows 10 stuff underneath. So that was nice of them to actually do. But what's not nice, and basically what just makes it so unbearable, is all the other problems. Looking at this specifically here, they destroyed the Office image to replace it with Copilot, and that, I mean, there was a whole meme thing about that, but yeah, just garbage, man, just garbage. Anyways, yeah, a lot of inconsistencies fixed, but also a lot of garbage added and good stuff removed. I just can't stand this anymore because they shove AI everywhere. You don't need to like Notepad and all this stuff. Even the default picture, it's not even here anymore. They give you this. I mean, this is nice, and it does change every so often. But like this is here, and I don't think you can get rid of this. Can you? Hello? Oh, yeah. See, you can. It just is. It's there. That doesn't work. Oh, hello. Yeah, that you can't get rid of that unless you remove this whole background thing or tweak the system in some way. So I don't know. This kind of like balances it out from being horrible. In my perspective, it's horrible. This new Windows version of 11 is horrible. They got AI everywhere. They got ads in places you don't want it to be. I mean, I haven't seen those, but people have said they're there. So I'm trying to merging my opinion with social construct and just plain facts. So I mean, I guess in the end, what I do have to give it is I have to put it in bad. I can't put it in horrible, but social construct is that a lot of people do like it somehow. Though people do hate the AI stuff and all that stuff, and just my personal view, so it does have to go in bad. So, and just to sum it off, we got peak 95, 98, XP 7. We got in good. We got 1.0, 3.1, 2000, Vista 8.1, early 10, early 11. In meh, you got Windows 2. You got in bad Windows 8.0, late Windows 10, late Windows 11, and horrible you got ME. But I actually did make my own personal tier list, what I think. So this one is influenced by other stuff, but this one is about me. So you got in peak 98, XP, Vista 7, 8.1. In good, you got 2000, early Windows 10, early Windows 11. In meh, you got 3.1, 95, ME, 8.0. In bad, you got late Windows 10, Windows 1, Windows 2, and then in horrible, you got late 11. So this is my personal opinion list, and this is that mixed with the facts and the social perspective. So yeah, good two lists, I think, to be able to just show off um, some like half criticism, half bias, and this is my full bias. So do with that what you will. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.